Hello, welcome to the Horror of It All movie podcast. I'm Eric. Today I'm going to be going through some pickups that I got um, from a newer company. They're not brand new. I think they've been around for about a year. Um, Adding more um, physical media stores online is always great. I have an ever-growing list on my phone talking about like Diabolic or Orbit. Um, Companies like that, Brother Belial. This one is called Odyssey Movie Store. Um, Now, I hadn't ordered from them before. I had heard of them, and I wanted to shout out the Disconnected and Ryan for doing a code that apparently it lasts forever, but it's only on your first order. You only can use it once and all that good stuff. So I took advantage of that for sure. As he said when he made the post, load up your cart, this and that. So I just gradually threw in this and that and then went through like you do. And I came up with a pretty decent order. Um, the code, if case anybody's curious, is Connect 10. That's all capitals CONNECT 10. Connect 10 and you get 10% off. And it's a one-time code, so I just figured I would let people know that, get the word out some more. And I'll show you some of the stuff that I got. All right. Now, everybody's probably not going to save that much, but I think I saved somewhere around $36 or something. But I got a huge order. Yeah. So, show everybody the quality they do, things like that. Now, one of the things in here is something I usually order direct from Severin, but because of the code and how much I'd save, I figured why not? I'll give them some business. Um, you get a lot of paper here, a lot of cardboard type paper, and it looks like they ship similar to Vinegar Syndrome in a way. They're not bags; it's like wrapped, so that's very nice. Um, so and it looks like they're individually wrapped. Maybe some have more than one if it's not too big. Um, this is something that I kind of really wanted when it first came out, and there was not a lot of places that still had a copy, at least at that time, and they Odyssey Movies had one. It is from Lightbulb Film Distribution, I believe is the company. I don't see any other company. It's Street Trash on 4K. Contains exclusive inserts, 5 character art cards, laminated beer mat, and an A3 poster. So this is an import. I should have done more research. I don't know anything about this company, but I did look this up, and for the most part, it seemed like it was getting all right reviews. So, and I am maybe a weirdo to some, but as I just read that sticker to you, any kind of stickers like this or hype stickers on a CD, I keep them. If they're not sticky, like this one, I can't put it on the cover, but I'll figure out somewhere. So, this is pretty cool. This is like a beer coaster, as they said. This is the poster, which is the same as art on the box. Now, I'm not sure, but one of those things I think eventually, if they still have the rights, I think they do. Um, Synapse might put this out in America, and that's all fine. But there was some stuff on here that seemed like it would be exclusive, like certain special features. The disc is kind of really in there if you get once you get it, but that's the 4K. Pretty cool. I love Street Trash, and I'm glad to have it on 4K now. Um, these are the art cards. I don't want to undo this just yet, but it's definitely some cool art cards in there. As I do have a bunch of other stuff, so. But yeah, Street Trash on 4K. It looks like there is only the 4K disc, and it has a bunch of special features on it. Looks like some older stuff. I believe there was some different stuff, but yeah, got a nice, if you can hear it, the what is that, SMR or whatever, people. This box is pretty big. I gotta push it over here. All right. Okay, no, not individual. That was just happened to be by itself because it was probably the last thing. That's a nice hefty little brick here. Very nice. This is the Second Sight box. Whoops. Sorry about that. Microphone fell on the keyboard. Hopefully all is still good. Sounds good. Uh, of The Devil's Candy starring Ethan Embry, one of the most underrated actors ever. I was thankful and happy, lucky enough to meet him last year at 90s Con, but this is pretty nice. I love this movie. Wasn't sure about upgrading, but this is pretty nice. I mean, I could have just went with just the discs, but ah, I couldn't do it. Yeah, most of these are like big deluxe things, editions. So got the 4K UHD and a Blu-ray. Got an upside down cross. Got some art cards, like in the other one. Maybe this one I can kind of squeeze some out. Give you a gist. As they do, a nice hefty book. Look at that thing. Nice box. So yeah, I highly recommend this movie if you've never seen it. Um, The Devil's Candy. It's got a J card. Not a big fan of those, but I'm sure it's cheaper than printing on the box. I'd prefer that, but yeah. So this is the deluxe from Second Sight of The Devil's Candy. This is an umbrella release in 4K. I believe. Um, I don't know if there was a bigger version or anything, but keep in mind, these are imports, so some of the stuff is going to be B. And if it is, I will let you know. But if it's 4K, 4Ks are all region automatically. There's been a handful that were accidentally not 4K, not all region. I don't know about Devil's Candy. I'm trying to find out here. It really doesn't say anywhere, so if this is something you're interested in and you're not all region, which is definitely something you should be looking into, because I never looked back. Um, yes, according to the back of this box, the Blu-ray is region B, and this is from Umbrella. It's a 4K of a movie that I have no idea about, but it looked interesting. So Wake in Fright on 4K. Um, Trying to find on here. Uh, I don't see anything on this. Um, Usually Umbrella doesn't lock their stuff. Little secret there. Even if it says B sometimes. But that's neither here nor there. I'm not getting them in trouble. I'm just saying, in my experience, I usually don't have trouble. Um, yeah, I'm really looking here, and it doesn't say anything about that. So anyway, Wake in Fright. It's two discs, 4K, Blu-ray. The art on the discs are the same. Well, not exactly. One says 4K, one says Blu-ray, but other than that, but yeah, I know little about this movie. All the little devils are proud of hell. Don't know. Have a drink, mate. That's what it says. So, uh, I didn't see anything in partner labels on the Vinegar Syndrome website. They are partnered with Umbrella as one of their partner labels. And Umbrella puts out movies through there that are only um, Australian. Boo. Had had a blank brain moment there. But yeah, looks interesting. Like I said, I don't know about the Blu-ray because it doesn't say. So figured we'll let you know there. Um, this is one of the next Visual Vengeance. I try to keep up with them for the most part. I don't get everything. I started to get everything, and then they were gone for a while, and then they came back, and they've been releasing a slew of stuff. Excuse me. And I don't necessarily need everything. So this is the next one that I got. The Screaming. It's the other art. And just like all their stuff, we got video store type stickers. And we got poster. I feel like that's less, but maybe not. Maybe some stuff has more. I don't know. I don't remember. Um, but this one is from, I already said Visual Vengeance. Oh, it's because it said Wild Eye, but Wild Eye owns it, Visual Vengeance. Never mind. We got the Blu-ray, and then there is the soundtrack or the score. It says the score on it. I like that. I prefer it when they say it's the score when it's the score and the soundtrack when it's the soundtrack. I know some people probably think that's really obsessive, but that's just the way my brain works. There is a difference. This is the original artwork. Usually, the original artwork with these little to no budget movies aren't the greatest. That one's not too bad. Uh, so yeah, more to add to my Visual Vengeance collection. I'd say most to almost all of their stuff is shot on video stuff, just as a heads up. This is not an import, because I was talking about imports. Visual Vengeance is from America, and this is all region. Completely unlocked. What else do we got here? This is just an American disc. It's a studio release from Universal. Um, it might end up being on a streamer. It might already be on a streamer. I don't know. I don't pay attention to that as much as I probably could because I care more about physical media. Um, a huge streamer guy. Granted, I have most of them, but or I shouldn't say most, but I have quite a few. But that's mainly like I watch some, but my family watches them. So. But anyway, look, this is a documentary on Lorne. Lorne Michaels. He is, if you don't know, he's the guy who started Saturday Night Live, and there was a brief period in the '80s where he didn't work on the show, and main man who built Saturday Night Live. Yeah, but this is a documentary about him, and I am pretty excited. This is probably one of the first things I'm going to watch from this stuff. All right, that's it for that one. I got one other big brick here. I got tons more paper. Trying to see if they give stickers or anything, but I'm not finding anything. Got bubble wrap, not bubble wrap, but like those big bubble bags on the bottom too. So they go all out and with their packaging when they ship. Very, very nice. Big bubble bag here, big bubble bag. All right, as I was just asking, a big old circle sticker. I will be slapping that on something for Odyssey Movies. You can see even the website right there. Hold it right there for a minute. Block out my head. Maybe that'll be my thumbnail. Who knows? All right. A very orange piece of paper is my order. All right. We got two left. Two nice biggins. Um, this is from the newly formed, not formed, but bought, I guess, Hammer, who've been putting out a bunch of stuff. Now, this collection is a volume one. It's called House of Hammer, and it looks like it has a ton of documentaries on it, and things of that nature for special features or just main features. Got a J card. I like the back. That's very nice. But yeah, this is we got Mass Monsters and Madmen, part one of a brand new feature length documentary. So it's part one. So if you really like it, they're gonna want you to get these more. Um, Deep Cuts, an extensive documentary looking into the effects of film censorship in the UK and the US. The Land Demands Blood, commentary Cornish filmmakers discuss contemporary, not commentary, discuss the fundamental connection between Cornwall and British horror and ongoing influence in their work. And Ticket to Happiness, a brand new 2K restoration of a long thought lost Hammer short from 1959, and much more. So I'm pretty excited. If you're a fan of Hammer horror or Hammer in general, this is a very nice set. Um, Now, this is Blu-ray, so I'm just checking if it's B. I'm not seeing anything about it, so not sure on there. So tread lightly, as they say. But we got a nice, hefty book. Got a Blu-ray and a Blu-ray, so two Blu-rays. One, there we go. One has Christopher Lee on it. I don't know if the other one's the same. Nope, the other one has Peter Cushing on it. Pretty nice. It's very nice set here. But yeah, nice big book. Pretty cool. Very, very nice. Looks like it goes through a bunch of, there's a ton of essays in here. Very, very cool. Um, I like this interesting thing. It's a little thing, like a little half sleeve for the book. Very, very nice. Just gonna get it in there just right. And that's that for Hammer Horror. Okay, so this is not locked, so it'll play just fine in America. And lastly, what I was talking about at the beginning, I would have waited, but I didn't know it would be last thing. This is the, how do you say it? Sangerster? Sangerster? I'm terrible with names. I'm sorry. Sangerster? I even listened to the podcast for it. This is a hefty fucking box. This is from Severin. It's a 7 disc set with yeah. The Horror of Frankenstein, Lust for a Vampire, and Fear in the Night, all on a 4K, I believe. Sangister. Sangister. I'm terrible. I'm terrible. I'm sorry. But very nice. I mean, it's Severin. They always kill it with box sets. One of my next videos, well, I shouldn't say that because they usually end up having to take a little while because of their shipping or and when stuff comes out. But I'm recording this on the week of the Severin summer sale, so pretty exciting there. I can't show that, but this is the cover of the book. Just this is this isn't a booklet. This isn't this they're not fucking around. This is a 305 page book. Like hefty book. All right. We have The Horror of Frankenstein, which I had never seen. They had done this with, not with, but like kind of sort of in between some of the other ones, like Peter Cushing was doing for Hammer. This one is supposed to be more, I don't want to say it's a comedy, but it's less serious or something. I had never seen it. Yeah, not familiar with this one, but I've seen all the ones with Peter Cushing multiple times. So this should be something else interesting. 4K, and I'm a huge fan of Frankenstein Monster, Frankenstein movies. Um, I have seen this artwork. It's because I think Scream Factory put it out. Now that I say that, so I am a bit familiar. This one. Um, that's the Blu-ray. That's the 4K. That's the Horror of Dracula. Horror of Dracula. Yeah, the Horror of Frankenstein. All these have slipcovers, which is pretty great. And then I've seen none of these, by the way. Lust for a Vampire almost looks like at first look, it almost reminded me like of Fulci, like she had guts in her mouth, but it's actually it's a woman, but I don't think she eats women. It like a cannibal or whatever. I think it's more or less like a type of art, but can't show that. Um, I admit, if you follow my channel, I'm not a huge fan of. I'm not a big vampire guy, but I do like some movies. But we shall see with this. This is another one that I've seen this artwork. Maybe I don't know who would have put it out. Maybe Scream Factory as well. Ton of special features, which I probably should have showed you for Horror of Frankenstein. Ton of special features, of course. Just tons of stuff, hours of stuff. And that's Lust of the Vampire. Um, Another one I've heard of, but am intrigued. This one has Joan Collins and Peter Cushing in it, so Fear in the Night. Yeah, I've seen the artwork before. Big Hammer person, a big Hammer guy, but there's so much stuff that I haven't seen everything. You got a 4K? Got one of those where the hinges aren't broken, thankfully, but popped out. That's the Blu-ray. I've seen that cover before, but not all that color. And then we got additional extras, which is just insane the amount of stuff on this box set. Because honestly, initially, with the price tag, I was like, for 3 movies, even though it's 4K? But with the staggering amount of stuff that you get, it's insane. Let's book back in here. But yeah, does it say it on the K? Yep. Because on the last disc, there is Hammer and Beyond. The Jimmy Stangers. I can't read. I can't read. I can't read his name. San Sanderster Legacy, which is a documentary about him. Hopefully by the time I watch the documentary, I can say his fucking name. The Man from Bristol, Ralph Bates Remembered, a Joan Collins little documentary thing. We have Hammer in the USA by film historian C. Courtney Joyner. We have a Hammer Scribe additional our archival interview. It just goes on and on. It's insane. It's amazing. Yeah. So that's on the in the Fear in the Night case. So now that I went on for this long again, because in my last one, thanks for sticking around. If you're still here, it's the box again. It's so it's because of the book, but still, it's so amazing. The North American UHD premieres of 3 classic films on 7 discs, all new 312-page book. Although I say it was numbered more. 18 plus hours of spent features. So you're getting your money's worth, even though it seems like an additional sticker shock. No, I didn't say more. Okay, we'll go with that. So that's what I got from Odyssey Films. Like I said, check them out. Um, there is a code. Hopefully, it's cool that I'm saying this. Hopefully, Ryan won't mind. But yeah, load up your cart, as he said, and check out some stuff. You get 10%. The code again was Connect10, CONNECT, all capital 10. Connect 10. All right. So, that was my first order from Odyssey Films. Odyssey Films. I want to call them that. They're not a company like that. Odyssey Movie Store or OdysseyMovies.com. I don't get paid for any of that. I just thought they were pretty great and wanted to give a shout out to them. But yeah, check them out. Check out my other videos. I do rankings and I do unboxings and pickups and I do what I've been watching videos that I try to do more often than not, but I haven't in a little while. Um, and a lot of Vinegar Syndrome and Severin stuff. So yeah. So thanks for checking out the video and like and subscribe and all that fun stuff. This has been the Horror of It All Movie Podcast. I'm Eric. Until next time.